In this unit circle survival guide, we're going to find the exact value of the cosecant of negative pi over 6, and we'll use the S.A.R.C method. So S.A.R.C is just an acronym so that we remember how to keep all of our information organized. A quick breakdown, our first step is the S, where we'll sketch the angle, specifically the terminal side. Step 2, the A, tells us to think A.S.T.C, which helps us decide which trig functions are positive in each quadrant, and thus we'll be able to decide, is our answer positive or negative. Step 3, R, we'll find the reference angle and then the special right triangle that corresponds with that reference angle to get the coordinates from the unit circle. And step 4, C, we'll calculate the appropriate trig ratio. So remember, we're trying to find the cosecant of negative pi over 6. So first, let's sketch our angle's terminal side. So remember that a negative in front of our angle simply means to rotate in the clockwise direction. So a quick breakdown, here's 0, a half rotation would be negative pi, and so you see this is like negative 1/6 pi. So that must be approximately right here. Our terminal side is in the 4th quadrant. Okay, there's our angle. So now that we know that, we can move on to step 2. And A.S.T.C, or think all students take classes, helps us work from quadrant 1 around in a clockwise direction to tell us which trig functions are positive. So we won't spend too much time on the first 3, but that all students take, okay, that tells you all are positive in the first. Sine and its reciprocal cosecant are the only ones positive in the second. In the third, it's tangent and cotangent that are positive. We really care about the 4th quadrant here, the C. So cosine and its reciprocal secant are the only positive trig functions in the 4th quadrant. Since we're working on finding the cosecant, we know that our final answer must be negative. So we'll make a note, and I like to go ahead and mark that in my final answer space. We know our final answer should be negative. Now we've decided that, and we don't have to worry about negative signs with anything else that we do in our work. Okay, so now step 3. We want to find our reference triangle and the coordinates that we'll work with. So a reference angle is just the amount of rotation from the terminal side of the angle to the x-axis. So of course that's going to be pi over 6 here. And since we're thinking in terms of special right triangles, we know pi over 6 is the same thing as 30 degrees. So we're working with the special right triangle. That's a 30, 60, 90 triangle. Okay. You can write 30 here. And we're trying to find these coordinates right here. So we know from our prior knowledge that the coordinates on the unit circle for this right triangle are going to be the longer leg horizontally, square root of 3 over 2, and the shorter leg is the vertical one. So the y coordinate will be 1/2. Great, so now that we have that, we can move on to our final step and calculate our value. So remember that the cosecant is the reciprocal of sine. And on the unit circle, sine would simply just be the y coordinate. So if we're trying to find the cosecant of the angle, we want to find the reciprocal, or 1 over y. So when we calculate that, that's simply 1 divided by 1/2, or 1 times 2 over 1. And so 2 will be the value. Don't forget, we already found that it is negative in step 2. So our final answer for the cosecant of negative pi over 6 is going to be negative 2. Be sure to check the description below for links to more worked examples using this method, and thanks so much for watching.